Good evening and welcome to the second live interaction session for this course on Introduction to Aerospace Engineering and Flight. From this time onward, we are trying a new format. We are trying a Zoom meeting. The main purpose of that is that in the Zoom meeting, all the participants can actually interact with us through their videos and their voice. Because in the YouTube live, it's only possible to do what is called as a text chat. So Prince Chauhan, for example, is sending me a hello, but it will be nice if he can join in the Zoom meeting because that will help you to interact with me much better. So today we will try this particular model, and what I will do is I'm going to just I'm going to make Noman as the host of the meeting so that probably he can just mute or unmute. Okay, so Noman, I've made you the host now. What you can do is, in turn, you can also make me as the co-host. And then we can control. So those of you who want to speak something or who want to show us your video, we will be very happy to actually see your videos because that is the whole purpose of interactive live session. It was very impersonal so far because we are only doing text chat. So Saurabh Pandey has joined on the YouTube live. I would suggest, if possible, Saurabh Pandey, would you like to join the Zoom meeting so that you can interact with us? I am very happy to talk to the students and to get to know from them how they are feeling about the course and how it's going on. If they have any issues, they can bring out those issues. So I'm going to now share my screen to show the presentation. Okay, but in the meantime, Noman, you can just control if anybody raises their hand or if anybody sends a message, you should take care of that. Okay, so with that, let's go ahead. Today's agenda is as follows. We are going to suggest to you an activity for some additional learning beyond the course. Then, although many people know about it, but I still feel I should talk to you about the NPTEL internship scheme. We will then take up a few questions from the announcement. We will encourage you to use the discussion forum, take any feedback, suggestion, complaints, and finally, if you have any queries that are not answered. So, friends, a few years ago, a mid-air collision took place over the village of Charkhi Dadri, not very far from New Delhi. So I would like anyone in the audience, apart from Namanuddin, to please unmute themselves and maybe connect their video and tell us what do they know about this particular mid-air collision. Anyone? Anyone in the audience has heard about this?
Sir, mid-air collision, I know. So I know the details, sir, because anti-collision lights will be there, same altitude if they crash it.
No. Wait a minute. First things first. You need to first introduce yourself.
Yes, sir. My name is Sivasankaranarayanan. For this particular incident, I don't know the clear references, sir. But about mid-air collision,
sorry. Just your name is not enough. I need to know which college you are from, which year, which branch. Talk about yourself, why you are in this course.
Actually, sir, I belong to rectification and maintenance. I have the license which is suitable for a radar and a radio system for ground radar or avionics radar avionics radar and radio and marine radar and radio. For activation maintenance, I am already in this. As of now, I work in marine field, and I am qualified. I worked in Air Force. I worked in Air Force for radar system.
Okay. Right
So
now,
this
are you
course,
working in Airport Authority of India?
at present, I am in Kuwait with a marine system. Now I prefer to undergo one certification exam for aircraft electronics technician, and along with some trainings 104. With that one, I prefer to take up this also, because earlier I have worked in Air Force, and because of radar system, I am working in marine, which is meant for ground radar and radio. So now, as I prefer to take up aircraft electronics technician certification for avionics, so I thought that this will be the better introduction to recap my earlier experience and everything. So that is
Wonderful.
how my process
Wonderful.
comes.
We are very lucky to have a working professional like you. But before I go ahead, because this is the first time, I want to just do a quick check. So, Nauman, can you please confirm that you were able to hear our speaker?
Yes, we can hear.
You can hear. Okay, great. Great. Because
Hello.
I have no feedback mechanism here. I can, of course, hear, but the volume was a bit low. So I was a bit worried whether it's a problem with only my speaker or it's a problem in general. So was the volume all right?
Yes, sir.
Yes, it's all right.
Okay, fine. Great. So now coming to this particular incident. So do you have any idea about this incident?
About this incident, I have no references, sir. But
Okay.
about mid-air collision,
Okay, okay, fine. Let's go to any other person in the audience. Naman, how many people are there in the meeting?
Yes, including me.
Yes,
Now
Naman, how many people in the meeting?
8 people are there.
8 people. So me and Norman plus 6 people, and one has already spoken. So of the remaining 5, anybody else would like to first introduce yourself? You may or may not know about the disaster, but can you please introduce yourself? I would like to hear out from all the 8 people. And I would prefer to see your images. I don't know, is your camera on?
Good evening, sir.
Yes, please go ahead.
Sir, myself Vijay Aravind. I am fourth year electrical and electronics student from St. Joseph College of Engineering, Tamil Nadu.
Okay.
Right now, I am
Put your
preparing
video
for
on, right?
Sir.
Can you put your video on? Is it possible for me to see you?
Yes, sir. Can you see me, sir?
Yes, yes, yes. I can see you. I can see Trupti Panchal also now. Very good. Excellent. Okay. Any other people also, if you can put your videos if you wish and if you can. Okay, it will be nice because then it becomes little bit personal. Otherwise, I'm talking to a screen and I don't like that. Right. So let's start. So Vijay Aravind, you are a student of electronics electrical, right? From the final year.
Yes, sir.
Which college are you from?
St. Joseph College of Engineering.
Where is it located?
It is in Chennai, Tamil Nadu, sir.
It is in Chennai. Okay, great. I have spent 1.5 years in Chennai and IIT Madras many, many years ago as a student. So I really like the city of Chennai. Okay, Trupti Panchal, can you introduce yourself?
Yes, sir. My name is Trupti Panchal. I am pursuing mechanical engineering in third year at PDU, Pandit Dindayal Energy University in Gandhinagar.
And Trupti, I noticed that your left hand is injured. So what happened?
Sir, actually, I was falling down in the park.
You fell down. Okay, never mind. It's all right. I was a bit concerned when I saw your hand. Okay. We also have T. Ashrit. So Ashrit, can you please unmute and speak about yourself? Yeah, first you have to unmute yourself or we will try to unmute you. Naman, can you unmute me? Yes, yes. Now we can hear you.
Sir, my name is Arpit Talapadi. I'm a mechanical mechanical engineering student who just entered second year, sir. I'm studying BNR College. Hyderabad.
Okay, I could hear second year mechanical college Hyderabad. Okay, that is enough for me. And also I think mechanical, that's enough. So you are a mechanical engineering student from second year. Okay. Aditya Paul, you are also in the meeting. Would you like to at least unmute yourself? Yeah.
This was just actually a different entity aspect. So,
No, no. Unfortunately, Ashish, there is no, no.
So I thought,
There is a problem with your
yeah,
audio. Ashish. We cannot hear you. Your voice is breaking. You have to check your audio, or you have to, type your message, because I could not hear you. Your voice is coming in bits and pieces. So let us move on to Aditya Paul. Aditya Paul, you can speak. Okay, we also have Santosh in the meeting. Santosh, would you like to unmute and speak? And if possible, also show us your video. Ashit seems to be in some vehicle, right?
yes, sir, correct, but
That's why the audio is not coming so well. Okay. So Santosh is not responding. Aditya Paul is not responding. Tripti has already spoken. Shivashankar Narayanan has already spoken. Ashit has already spoken. Right. Any one of you who is on the audience, do you know about this particular incident, Charkhi Dadri mid-air collision? Have you heard about it?
No,
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 sir.
sir.
Okay. Those who are on YouTube, Saurabh Pandey, Prince Chauhan, can you please type and tell me whether you have heard about this particular incident? Oh, we also have a few other people in the meeting. So none of you have heard about it? Okay, I'll give you a brief idea about the Charkhi Dadri incident. So Charkhi Dadri basically is a very, very sad, it's a very sad episode in the Indian aviation history. It is considered to be the world's most disastrous mid-air collision. Okay. So the incident took place long ago. In fact, if I remember correctly, it was something like 1996 maybe, or maybe even earlier. I don't remember exactly the year, but it's quite a few years ago. What happened is that at that time, the New Delhi airport, they were following a single track or a single, 1996, correct. They were following a single track for arriving and departing aircraft. That means those who are coming into land and going out after takeoff. And this was an accident between one aircraft from Kazakhstan and one aircraft from, I think, Saudi. And there was a communication gap between the air traffic controller, one Mr. Ghosh, and also the pilots. So the pilots in the Kazakhstan aircraft, they were not good in English. There was only one navigator, the third person in the cockpit, who was little bit proficient in English, and he was basically just trying to translate to the pilots whatever was being told by the ATC. So the ATC had, if I remember correctly, the ATC gave the instruction to the pilot from the Kazakhstan airline to, to maintain 14,000 feet. So the instruction was climb and maintain 14,000 feet, but the pilot understood climb and continue 14,000 feet, and the instruction given to the other aircraft was to actually come down. Okay. In between, Santosh had pushed on his camera for a few seconds and then put it off. Santosh, we would like to hear from you if you are there about your background and your interest in this particular course. So it was 12th of November 1996 as informed by Prince Chauhan. Thank you, Prince, for information. And because of this communication gap, one aircraft was descending from 15,000 feet, the other was ascending, whereas the pilot should have maintained 14,000 feet. There was also a problem with the instrument reading. And at that time, a system called as TCAS, Terrain Collision Avoidance System, TCAS, it was not installed. It was not compulsory. And because of that, there was a mid-air collision. More than 300 people lost their lives. The two planes collided in mid-air, and the debris was fallen over near the village of Charkhi Dadri in Haryana. Haryana is going to face assembly elections very soon. I think 5th October is the voting. And Charkhi Dadri is a very, very popular constituency, but I don't know whether the people there have any idea about why their place is so famous or infamous, I should say, because of this horrible incident that took place. So now, after this incident took place, the Director General of Civil Aviation in India was Mr. H.S. Khola. Mr. H.S. Khola took a very bold decision, and he said that from 1st January 1997, merely 1.5 months after the disaster, any aircraft flying in Indian airspace, he made it mandatory to install a TCAS system. Now, this created a huge uproar in the aviation industry because a TCAS system is not cheap, it's very expensive. And to make it compulsory for people to install TCAS system within 1.5 months, if you have to fly in the Indian airspace, was a very, very bold decision. But that decision was taken by the DGCA of India, and the whole world had to follow. And it's an incident where, the Indian regulatory body took its stand and made it compulsory, and people had to follow in line. There was a huge uproar because even the American FAA and the European agencies had not made it compulsory by that time. So India was the first country to make it compulsory and insisted. We stood our ground because as per the ICAO, International Council of Civil Aviation, every country has a sovereign right over its airspace, the airspace above its country. And therefore, it can bring in any rule that is appropriate and needed from safety point of view. And after that, there was one more thing done. Now, the aircraft which arrive and depart from Delhi, they actually take two different radials. They don't come on the same radial like they were doing earlier. So there is a separate, you can say that, air routes are basically something like roads in the air, but they are not curved, they are straight, and they have intersection points which become the reporting points. Some of these are compulsory reporting points. Some of these are not compulsory. So you can say that the Indian airspace was modified to include bi-directional routes. At Mumbai also and at Delhi, the two busiest airports in the country, now we have bi-directional routes. That means the aircraft which are arriving one behind the other, they do not face the aircraft which are going out of Mumbai. And same at New Delhi. So this also is a way to avoid any situation in the future and also the radar at that time which was available with the air traffic controllers, we did not have what is called as a secondary surveillance radar or the SSRs. We only had the primary radars which would give the location but not the altitude. But the secondary surveillance radars, they are now able to give us not only the location, but also a small flag appears in which information regarding the speed, the altitude, and whether it is climbing or descending. That label moves with the aircraft, and the ATCO knows exactly this aircraft. Earlier, the ATCO would know the position, but they would not be able to know whether it is ascending or descending, and they would not know its altitude. Everything was only reported by the pilots and noted by the ATCOs on small strips. So we still have those strips because those strips are required in case there is a unlikely event of a power failure, then the whole information will be lost. So the ATCOs would like to maintain their situational awareness, for which the strips, but the difference is the strips are now printed and the ATCOs keep record and keep putting them, and then they are taken away when the work is over. So Charkhi Dadri incident, there is a very nice Wikipedia page about it. There is a very beautiful film about it, and Mr. Khola is actually making presentations at various places on that particular incident. He was also the chief investigation officer after the incident took place. So I would urge all of you to please find some time, search about Charkhi Dadri air-to-air collision, read about it, and if there is anything which I have missed out, which is important or incorrect, please, discussion forum is available for that purpose. So your course TA, Mr. Namanuddin, is a very active person, and he always keeps complaining to me that students are not using the discussion forum as much as they could. Okay, so Namanuddin is a veteran of many courses. He has done several courses on NPTEL, and he has topped in many of them also. I know this because he came to me as an intern based on the internship. I will now share my screen and go back to the presentation because I would like to show you some information regarding a few other things. Okay, so this is something we have discussed. As I mentioned, there is something called as NPTEL internship. How many of you in the meeting, there are 8 people in the meeting, how many of you are aware about this internship scheme? Can you please let me know? You can give me a thumbs up if you know about the internship, or you can say yes, or you can type in the chat window. How many of you know about the NPTEL internship? So Naman can keep a track and let me know. So Naman, how many people have responded so far?
Yeah, Vijay knows it.
Vijay knows about it. Okay. Other people? You can type in the YouTube live chat session. You can type in the Zoom meeting. You can also unmute and speak. We are allowing people to unmute. We are not going to control anybody's speaker. Of course, Naman is the host, so he will take care of that.
Sir,
Yes.
sorry for the issue, sir. Actually, there is some internet issue, sir. Hello.
But now we can hear you.
Okay, sir.
So
Am
you
I
can
audible?
introduce yourself.
Sir, I am from Punjab State Aeronautical Engineering College. I
Your
am
name?
passing my name is Aditya Paul, sir.
Okay.
I am passing my BTech in Aerospace Engineering. I am in third sem.
You are in the third semester. Okay.
Yes, sir.
Aditya Paul, you have joined only recently because you are the 9th person to join. Okay. Great. Okay. So you are in the third semester. That is the correct semester to do this course because in IIT Bombay also the introduction to aerospace engineering is taught in the third semester.
But sir, in my college, that is taught in first sem. That's ICB, Introduction to Constant Branches.
Okay, fine. So in our case, what happens in IIT Bombay is that the first year we have absolutely no link with the BTech students because there is a common program all over the institute. Mostly it is physics, chemistry, maths, workshops, and now they have started AI, ML, and a few other things like Maker Lab, etc. They come to our department only in the third semester, and that is when we give them an exposure to the aerospace engineering through a course like this.
Actually,
Okay,
sir, one
clearly.
of my senior give me suggestion about this course. Actually, he have done Regatta 2.0 also competed in competition. They have got fifth position in IIT Bombay.
Very good.
Aerostat, sir.
Very good. Not aerostat, airship.
Yes, sir. Sorry.
Because aerostat will not be flying, it will remain stationary. Great. So I'm happy to note that you are following the advice of your senior. It's a very good advice because these courses are very helpful for students. I wish when I was a student like you, I wish there was a course like this available to us online. But we are from the very old vintage area. I mean, I did my BTech in aeronautical engineering way back in 1983. I passed out. I don't know whether you were even born before by that time. 1983 is when I finished my bachelor's degree in aeronautical engineering, and that time we had no computer like this. In fact, I remember in my last semester, eighth semester, there was one course called as computer programming. And you will be surprised to note that there was no computer available in my college. In the whole college, there was no computer. There was a regional computer center in the city of Chandigarh, and students of our college, they could have got slots by registering in that particular. I never went there. I never went there as a student because it was too far away. And when you are in college, you don't have always interest in these things. So we did computer programming course in Fortran, but our professor, I remember Professor S.D. Sharma, S.C. Sharma from my college. He was the HOD of Aerospace department, and he was our computer. So we would write the code and give it to him. He would go through and suggest to us whether the code is correct or not. I have never seen a computer during my BTech program, but when I went to IIT Madras for MTech, yes, I saw a mainframe computer. Bhumika Gaur has joined us on the YouTube session, and she's saying that she's in the third semester, but she says now I'm feeling the course is more hard from week number 8. Okay, so Bhumika, that is okay. Not everything in life has to be easy, but see, we have a discussion forum, and we also have a teaching assistant to help us out. And now we are going to have our sessions like this online on Zoom so that people can participate. So therefore, you should be able to clarify all your doubts. We try to make the course as simple as possible by putting lots of videos, lots of photographs, and to talk about general topics. But if you find it is difficult, no problem. Try to reach us and try to use the facilities available for interaction. So coming back to the topic, NPTEL internship, for those who don't know, if you do well in this course, and by doing well, I mean if you give all the assignments, if you give the examination, and if you have a good score overall, and you belong to the category of something called as NPTEL course topper. Topper doesn't mean only the first person. Topper means anybody who is above a particular percentage. So Norman, can you please clarify who are the people eligible for NPTEL internship? When you say NOC exam topper, what does it mean?
Who has the highest marks in that course?
No, that is only one person.
So there are 1%, 2 of registered participants.
1%, top 1%.
Top 1%, top 2%, and top 5%. There are 3 categories.
Okay. So internship is available to all these people?
Yeah, it depends on NPTEL and professor and topper.
Okay, so as far as
eligibility to all.
As far as Professor Pant is concerned, I will be happy to offer it to the top 5%, but subject to the availability from NPTEL because there are some costs involved. As you can see, there is a stipend to be paid. But the beauty is that this internship can be online. You don't have to physically come to IIT Bombay to work with us because coming to IIT Bombay is very expensive. Unfortunately, we are not able to provide any accommodation to outstation people. Of course, you can join our mess and eat the food, but it is costly. The food is costing approximately 3,500 to 4,000 rupees a month for the food. Plus, you have to take accommodation near IIT, which is also very expensive. 8, 10, 12,000 rupees a month for shared accommodation. Okay, so especially if you are looking at 2 weeks and 4 weeks and 6 weeks, these are limited periods. So therefore, it may not be really, it may not be really very worthwhile. But if somebody is coming for 2 months, 8 weeks, you will get rupees 10,000, and IIT Bombay will charge you. If you do internship in IIT Bombay, of course, we do not charge for the internship given to NPTEL. But if you do internship in IIT Bombay for 8 weeks, there is a scheme by which you can join us by paying rupees 15,000 as the tuition or the internship fees. But the NPTEL internship is something which is free. You don't have to pay anything for it. It is completely between you and the professor concerned. So I will get a list of people who are eligible and interested, and I will just talk to them. I will probably interview them online, and I may offer it to 2, 3, 4, 5 people, and they will then work with me on some specific area. So I hope some of you who are in the meeting today are eligible for this internship when the exams are over. I'm pretty sure that you are serious people because you have taken the trouble of joining this meeting. There are close to 1,000 people in this course, but you can see only about 9 to 10 people. Naman, how many people in the meeting?
Now 12 are there.
12. Okay. So those who have joined us late, can you please unmute yourself and speak about yourself? Give us your introduction, please.
May I speak?
Go ahead.
Yes. Hello, everyone. I am Ayush Konar. I am currently a second year student in Jadavpur University doing BTech in electrical engineering. I aim to do masters in aerospace engineering after my bachelor's. And hence, I have taken this course specially to bridge the gap between my subject and the aerospace engineering. So I'm looking forward to a lot of, gain of knowledge in future so that I can achieve my aim of doing the masters.
Wonderful, Ayush. Ayush, can I just ask you a question as to why are you interested to do your masters in aerospace engineering?
Sir, because this is especially this has been one of my very areas of very keen interest because if since the beginning of my childhood I had this curiosity about how planes fly or maybe also rockets fly. So as I am getting to know a lot more about how they actually fly through your course, I'm gaining more curiosity. So it's really I really want to do the masters so that I can understand the full mechanisms of how things work out.
Okay. So Ayush, that is great. Only thing I want to tell you is I want to caution you that if your background is electrical, is that your background, electrical engineering?
Yes, sir.
So electrical engineers are eligible for doing masters only in one specialization, which is called as guidance and control. For example, in IIT Bombay, we have 4 MTech specializations today. We're going to start a new one. I'll talk to you about it. We have aerodynamics, structures, propulsions, and the 4th one is guidance and control. We are going to start a new one, which is on unmanned aerial vehicles or unmanned aerial systems. It's going to start very soon. In the meantime, Norman, there is a query by Isaac These Nuts, how to join this session. So he's on YouTube live. Could you please just type out to him the procedure for joining this? Isaac, there is a Zoom meeting link which must have been shared with you. If not, I will request Norman to share the Zoom meeting link so that you can join the session.
Yes, sir. Those meeting links has been shared in the announcement email.
No. Now what you can do, you can just copy paste it also in the live so that people don't have to go. So I'll be happy if Saurabh Pandey, Prince Chauhan, Bhumika, Isaac, they all join online. Okay, this is much more impersonal and I really enjoy interacting with students like you. So coming back to Ayush, yes, you can be eligible, but only for a specialized area. So, and also, there is absolutely no problem. I mean, aerospace engineering has got tremendous applications for electrical engineers in 2 basic areas, guidance and control and avionics. So in these two areas, a lot of electrical engineers, they work and excel. So you are welcome to join the profession. And the second thing I want to tell you, Ayush, is that as far as my experience goes, there is not a single child who is not interested in aerospace engineering or aircraft or flight or how the aircraft fly, how the birds fly. This is a very common curiosity which every child has. Unfortunately, not many children are able to pursue their career or take up various aspects of aerospace or aviation as part of their education.
Right.
But everybody is interested. Everybody, there are two things I can tell you in world: computers and aircraft. Everybody is interested in computers. Everybody is interested in aircraft. Okay, moving on. There are other people also who have joined. Can they please unmute and talk about their background and interest?
So may I speak?
Go ahead.
So I'm Harish Karthik from Coimbatore actually. I'm from Sri Ramakrishna Engineering College. I'm actually at the third year right now. So my background is from BE Aeronautical Engineering. So I actually looked up on this course to finish this domain. I have completed aircraft design from Professor A.K. Ghosh. So that taught me a lot. Like I really love those courses. But now coming up to this course, your lecture has been a wonderful. It was actually a wonderful way of teaching, and I really love this. So, and my single doubt is that will this be aeronautical engineering course will be enough to get placed in PSU companies like in central government or NAL, HAL or something like that?
The answer is yes. But see, this is a course which is a very introductory course. When you appear for the interviews for these organizations, for PSUs like HAL, NAL, DRDO, etc., the level of questions will be probably higher than just the introductory one. But normally, whenever there is an interview, there is an icebreaker question which tries to comfort the student. Those questions are normally from the introduction to aerospace engineering course. So if you do this course well and if you appear for these interviews, I can confirm to you that at least you will start very well, because first they will ask you about general aerospace engineering and then they will probably ask you, okay, what did you do in your BTech project or what did you do in your internship? So that is how they will try to proceed in the interview. It will be helpful, but you have done the course by Professor Ghosh, which is absolutely wonderful. He stands in front of the aircraft and talks. I really feel so happy to see that course. But let me tell you that I have also recorded a course on aircraft design, which is also available. In fact, it is running parallel with this course. In your case, you have done a course in aircraft design and then you are doing introduction to aerospace engineering. Normally, we recommend the other way around. Normally, we recommend people to do first aerospace. Yes, but since you are already in BTech Aero third year, you already know all these things. So for you, it's all right. It's not really not very awkward for you. But if you were from non-aero background, I would have suggested that you first do introduction to aerospace engineering and then you should do the course on aircraft design. But you are right, Professor Ghosh teaches the course so nicely and at such a level that even a new person can understand. But in your case, yes, of course, you are from aerospace, so you know the basics. Okay, great. Thank you so much. Anybody else would like to introduce themselves?
Excuse me, sir.
Yeah, sir, just unmute. Just unmute. Yes, please go ahead.
Sir, my name is Prithvi Rahul, sir. And yes. I'm from Hyderabad, Usmania University, sir. I'm in second year and doing mechanical engineering, sir.
Okay. What is the name of your college?
Usmania University, sir.
Okay. Okay. In the university itself you are doing. Okay. Okay.
Yes, sir. Usmania University.
Great. So what is your interest in this course? Why have you taken this course?
Sir, from my childhood, I would love to fly aircraft, sir. Like starting from making paper planes, sir. So I did a project using KNO3 and sugar, sir, in my intermediate level, like making a rocket. Now I advanced in it, sir, making a microcontroller, making it a flight controller and trying to fly rockets, sir. Prototype, like basic models of rocket models, sir.
Very good. Very good. Excellent.
So
Excellent.
in my course there is a microcontroller subject, sir. So I learned from it and I did, sir. And I'm doing, sir, still now.
Very good. Very nice to meet a youngster like you who is so motivated that you are doing self-learning. Great.
Yes.
Okay.
And I also learning drone technology, sir. Making aerial bodies, sir.
Very good. Making drones and flying them. Great.
Yes, sir.
Okay.
Like, sir,
Great.
and
Great.
I wanted to study masters in aeronautics and astronautics, sir. Like learning trajectory of celestial bodies and making space missions, performing space missions.
You can do that. You can do that. As a mechanical engineer, you have the most wide choice in the future career choices because, for example, you are eligible to go to Indian Institute of Space Technology in Trivandrum, from where Namanuddin has done his masters, to do a course, or you can even join any of the IITs or IISc Bangalore and do a master's program where you can learn about orbital dynamics and spacecraft dynamics. We teach a course in that area, and it's a very fascinating subject. Modeling the trajectory of interplanetary or planetary bodies. It's very good. Okay,
Yes.
in the online, there is one question about, can someone with electronics engineering background study propulsion if he does AMIE exams in mechanical engineering? The answer is yes, but the problem is, as far as my knowledge goes, and I could be wrong, I think the government has stopped giving the recognition for AMIE examinations. Earlier, there were many such examinations where people would appear for them and get a degree. But now I think that those kind of certifications have been discontinued. So please be careful. Please check whether your AMI degree is going to be valid. So if you get any mechanical engineering degree which is valid, you can definitely study propulsion. And then because of your background in electronics, you could study what is called as FADEC or any other controls. FADEC stands for Full Authority Digital Electronic Control, which is used to control modern day engines. Plus, you can also look at other aspects of controlling the engines or even study pure propulsion techniques. But if you only have a degree in electronics, you may not be eligible in many universities, including in IIT Bombay, to study propulsion. You will only be allowed for the specialization of guidance and control because that is directly relevant to you. Okay, let us move ahead. If anybody else would like to introduce, because we are coming short of time, I thought I'll open it still. Anybody else would like to talk about their background?
Sir, can you
Please
hear me?
unmute.
Sir, excuse me.
Go ahead, Vijay. Yeah.
Sir, my goal is to work in ADA as a scientist, sir.
Okay.
But I am also a triple E student.
That makes no problem. Triple E students are able to get a job in ADA, but only for those vacancies which are relevant to electrical background. See, when you actually go to the aerospace sector in the field, whether you go to ADA or NAL, etc., you will realize that the problems that you are going to handle are going to be very specific to the discipline. So there, if you have a mechanical degree or an electrical degree or a degree in computer science or a degree even in other disciplines, you might find an application, a specific area where you can use your knowledge. So it is not that if you want to work in these organizations, you have to have a degree in aeronautical or aerospace. No. With your degree in electrical engineering, you will be able to get. But as I said, there are only certain areas where you can use your knowledge of triple E or double E to contribute to the subject. Okay, I think somebody else has raised the hand.
Excuse me, sir.
It was Ayush, I think.
No, sir. Actually, it was by mistake.
Okay, no problem. Anybody else would like to introduce themselves?
Sir, I would like to have it out, sir. But my main dream is to work in aircraft design, sir. In future, fifth generation and sixth, 5.5 and other than upcoming generations. So I am preparing for GATE aerospace exam, sir.
No, don't do that. Let me clarify to you. Don't do that. do not appear in GATE aerospace examination if you are not from aerospace engineering, because when people come to us for masters, they should do the GATE in their own field. For example, if you want to do MTech or masters in aerospace engineering with triple E background, give your GATE in electrical engineering, because you will not be able to handle the subjects of aerospace engineering being an electrical engineer. The courses like what I am teaching you are very introductory courses. With this, you cannot pass the examination in GATE. In fact, what you study in your college as electrical engineers. So, do you know that several GATE scores are eligible for master's admission in aerospace, mechanical, civil, electrical, production, all of these, but you have to check the website of the various universities. Some of them would like to have first class degree, like in IIT Bombay, for example, you may be a topper of the GATE, but if you don't have a first class degree at your undergraduate level, unfortunately, we cannot give you admission for masters. But if you go to IISc Bangalore, I am told that in IISc Bangalore, a second class degree is sufficient, but they would like to have a high GATE score. So please check. Saurabh Pandey is on the YouTube chat, and he says, can he do applied mathematics? Yes. So Saurabh Pandey, those who are doing applied mathematics, you can utilize your knowledge for several areas in aerospace engineering where mathematics is important. For example, trajectory modeling, orbital mechanics. I know so many mathematicians who are working in ISRO. Okay. They have spent their whole life in ISRO and they are mathematicians because they use the application of mathematics for solving the problems. So yes, with applied mathematics, Saurabh Pandey, आप एरोनॉटिक्स में आगे कुछ ना कुछ काम जरूर कर सकते हैं. Okay. Anybody else?
Sir.
We have only few minutes remaining. Go ahead.
Sir,
Yes,
just
sir.
a question.
Yes, sir, please.
Okay.
Yes, sir, please, sir.
Yeah.
Actually,
Ayush,
sir,
you have to mute yourself now. Shiva Shankar, you want to say
Yes,
something?
sir, please. Yes, sir. I prefer to ask, sir. With the
Yeah, go
guidance and
ahead.
control system, when we have the specialist. Yes, sir.
Yeah, go
With the
ahead.
guidance and with the guidance and control system, when we complete the specialization, after that in field, what we do, sir? Practically, do we do some rectification or something changing LRUs and something like that? How practically the work, nature of work comes into this field, sir?
Yeah, that depends on the job that you get, because by doing a master's in guidance and control, if you do it in more area related to avionics or flight control system design, you might be hired by an agency like ADA, where they are looking for people with good exposure to the control system, how it works. So it all depends. See, you can work either in the applied area in HAL or in NAL or in DRDO, or you can work in an area related to modeling and simulation of systems. It all depends on what kind of job you get and what kind of interest you have. Unfortunately, jobs in this particular field are very limited. This is not a field like computer science or mechanical, where you can go to almost any company and do whatever you feel like. If you want to work in the core aerospace sector, the jobs are very limited and there is huge competition, because now there are so many colleges which have an undergraduate or a master's degree in aerospace or aeronautical engineering. So the supply is much more than the demand. Okay, so there is a huge competition. But having said that, there are still several openings. Every year, DRDO is hiring close to about 100 to 200 scientists for this particular at the entry level as scientist B. Okay, and some of them are from aero, some are from mechanical, some from electrical. Okay, Abin Joel on YouTube Live has a question about what are the scope for mechanical engineering in the field of aeronautical engineering. Immense scope, because aeronautical engineering is basically, I would say, a daughter of mechanical engineering and electrical engineering. So mechanical and electrical together, its application for one particular area is aeronautical engineering. There isn't much in aeronautical which is completely on its own. Okay, even aerodynamics is basically an application of fluid mechanics, which is a part of mechanical engineering, which is taught in mechanical as well as in civil engineering. Okay, structural dynamics or structural design is also a part. So many of my colleagues in IIT Bombay are from mechanical background or from civil background or from electrical background, but they have done their masters or PhD or both in aeronautical or aerospace, done the research in that area, and then they have come and joined. So for mechanical engineering, there is a huge scope. I can speak for hours together on what. So what I would suggest is, if you search on YouTube, you will find one recording done by me. On the title of the recording is Aerospace Engineering, a Fascinating Field. If you search on YouTube, you will find it, and there you will find a lot of information. If you don't find it, you please let Mr. Nomanuddin know, and I will share with him. I will share with him the link, or I'll ask him to search and share with you. Ayush Konar has raised his hand. Ayush, we have a few minutes remaining. I would like you to quickly, ask whatever you want to ask.
Yes, sir. Sir, so you said about taking some students under you to do some project work and some research work. So is that separate from the one which was shown in the beginning of the NPTEL internship?
No. See, many students come and work with me through the NPTEL internship, but that requires you to be in the top 1 or 5%, as Naman said. But other than that, it is also possible for people to come and work in our institute. We have IIT Bombay has a scheme. We have one very interesting scheme called as the IRCC Research Internship Scheme, which has just been announced. It is meant for the students of final year. I mean, those who are currently in the 7th semester, they can come in their 8th semester, or sometimes even people who are in MTech first year, or even very rarely we also give it to people who are going to go in the 6th semester. They can come and spend up to 4 months to 6 months with us. But it's a very competitive scheme. I would urge you to have a look at IRCC. IRCC stands for Industrial Research and Consultancy Cell. IRCC internship of IIT Bombay.
Sir, so there's no way to apply for these internships in the second year or any other project work or internship in the second
No,
year?
it is possible, Ayush. As I said, there are several ways. I was telling you about this internship. So there are three or four ways. Okay, first way is through NPTEL. Second way is IRCC research internship. The third way is if you write to me that you would like to do internship, if you send an email to me saying that I want to do an internship with you and this is my background, attach your CV. I will ask one of my project engineers or interns to call you up to check how well you are prepared for internship. And then we offer internships to people. IIT Bombay has two schemes. One scheme is called as summer internship, where students can come for 2 months. The name is summer internship, but you can come any time of the year for 2 months. For that, IIT Bombay charges a fees of rupees 15,000, and we are not able to provide accommodation to outside people except during summer vacation when some rooms are available in IIT Bombay, because our own students go for internship outside, so they vacate the rooms. During that time, some rooms may be available on payment basis, but the cost is very high. It's about 300 rupees per day, which comes to 9,000 rupees a month. And you can get accommodation for that amount outside IIT Bombay in shared basis also. In IIT Bombay also, you will not get a single room, you will get a shared room. And then there is also one more internship, which is meant for, it's called as external project. Normally, it is meant for students in the final year, sometimes also in the 6th semester, where they can come and spend one full semester with us. For that, IIT Bombay charges a fees of rupees 45,000 for 6 months. So, unfortunately, there is so much demand for IIT Bombay that we are forced to charge these fees. This is mainly to, ensure that there is no big line in IIT Bombay for interns. We have to restrict the entry. So for that reason only we have this particular tuition fee, the internship fee. It doesn't come to us. It goes to a common pool in IIT Bombay. But unfortunately, because we don't give accommodation, we don't give stipend, we only allow you to eat food in our hostel on payment basis, it becomes very expensive.
Right.
So that's why it is not possible for everyone to do it. Okay. Well, before we go, it's already 6 o'clock. I'll just wind up very quickly. There are some questions which have been asked. Those students, I don't know whether they are there. Okay.
Sir.
Jaydeep Mehta, are you there? Anyway, This question other people may also have. My question is NPTEL lecture video study material. Yes, they are enough to qualify for the examination. You do not really need, because our question paper is set based on what we show you and what we discuss and what material we give you. Okay. Now, Ashwarit, you have a question. The side with laminar flow causes less pressure and the side with turbulent flow causes more pressure. So the ball will sink towards the side of the laminar flow, right? No. Please watch the videos carefully. I have explained the mechanism of swing for a new ball, for an old ball. If I have not done it, I'll be happy to do it in my next interaction session. Okay, okay. Vijay Ravind is already there in the meeting. He saw videos of fab series of glide bombs. Notice that the control surface of the GLONASS glide bomb has hinge that does not support lateral movement. No change in angle of attack. Okay. The glide bomb controls motion by using differential sweep angle of the main wing and passive stability. Okay. Differential variable sweep is a very complicated technology for roll and yaw control. But it can be used because if you have differential sweep, when you sweep back a wing, it's the center of gravity of the lift moves back, and because of that, there can be a moment, but it will move back for both of them. If you are using differential sweep of the main angle, that means you sweep one wing and you don't sweep the other one. Okay, then there will be there can be some amount of motion. But I'm not very clear whether this is a good way of doing it. Okay, so I need to read about it. Sorry, you can send me an email separately and I will try to find out and revert back to you. I don't have the answer honestly. Darshik has a question. Is the takeoff and landing speed called ground speed? Also give brief description about headwind and tailwind. No. Takeoff and landing speed is not called ground speed. Ground speed is basically the speed at which the aircraft seems to be flying compared to the ground. So, with respect to the ground. Okay, so for example, if the aircraft is flying at 20 meters per second, and if there is a wind coming from the front, which is at 5 meters per second, then effectively what will happen is from the ground, it will appear to be flying at 15 meters per second. You must have noticed sometimes when you are traveling in a car and you look at an aircraft, when you are traveling at a particular angle in the car, you will find that the aircraft seems to be stationary in the air. That is because of the relative speed between you and the aircraft. Similarly, so to answer the next question, headwind and tailwind. So headwind basically means if the wind is coming with respect to the aircraft from the front to the back, and tailwind means if the aircraft is being pushed by the wind from back to the front. That is called as tailwind. Now, an aircraft will always take off and land against a headwind as far as possible. It is always beneficial to take off and land with facing the headwind. Tailwind is very bad for landing because it will increase the landing distance and also the takeoff distance. Okay, this I have already mentioned to you, discussion forum. Please use it, ask questions, and give us your feedback and suggestions. And now we are open for queries. So we have reached the end. We are already 5 minutes delayed, but we also began about 5 minutes late. We will open the floor now for any more questions. I'm going to stop sharing this video.
Good evening, sir.
Yes, please.
Sir, my name is Dushan Sharma. I am a student of Electronic Instrumentation and Control in Government Engineering College, Bikaner. Yes, sir. My motivation for joining this course is to learn more about aircraft as I see fighter planes taking off in the aerodrome near my city. And I am very fascinated when I see them, especially the MiG-21s, because they are now only flying in Bikaner. And sir, my question is that since I am an electronic instrumentation and control student, I am only eligible to study dynamics and control
in IIT Bombay.
Yes, sir. So what type of work will I do is happen in this course? Dynamics and control, is this only about electronics, or are we doing some mechanics like we are doing in aircraft performance and aerodynamics?
No, when you join an IIT Bombay or any other IIT for a master's program, you will do 3 or 4 kinds of courses. One will be what is called as a core course. So in the core course, which is compulsory for everybody, you will again do a simpler course on Introduction to Aerospace Engineering. In fact, the same course you will do. And generally, I teach that course in IIT Bombay at least for the last few years. Okay. But my problem is I'm going to retire in about 2.5 years' time. So by the time, since you are in second year, by the time you finish your graduation and come to IIT Bombay, probably I would have retired. So somebody else will teach you, but it doesn't matter. But there are some elective courses. So even students from guidance and control specialization can take elective courses in areas such as aerodynamics or propulsion or structures. You can. But whether you will be able to manage is a very difficult question, because the background knowledge required to handle that course is not very straightforward. So that's why students of guidance and control normally stick to the courses which are relevant to guidance and control. And 1 or 2 courses, like I teach a course called as air transportation, which is a general course. It talks about airlines, airports, air traffic control, etc. I teach a course on lighter than air systems, which is also available on NPTEL. So these courses are elective courses and they can be taken by almost any student. So when we believe in giving, then you can do courses on AI, ML, you can do courses on other new emerging areas, data sciences, but there will be certain compulsory courses, some compulsory labs, and this compulsory portion is now reducing with time. The current philosophy is to reduce the compulsory courses and make more optional courses. So you will get a very good exposure to many areas of engineering, not only in guidance and control. But that is only if you come to an institute like IIT. If you go to some other private college for MTech, my recommendation is don't go there, because you will not get such a wide choice there. Some colleges may give you, but what my information is that at many places there are hardly any elective courses. It is already fixed. There may be 2 elective courses, only one is running, so it's for namesake only. Whereas we have a large list of elective courses. Okay. Before we close, anybody else would like to unmute? I see one person with 878-3216-1639. I don't know.
Hello,
Maybe a mobile number.
Hello.
Yeah.
Sir, as you mentioned that there is summer internship in IIT Bombay. So,
Correct.
sir, if I applied for 4th sem, what work will and I will work in which field, sir?
No, so you see, the topic of the internship and the work in the internship is given to you based on your background and your knowledge. So, for example, I got some students from first year BTech, mechanical, electrical, aero, for internship during this summer. So they worked with me on development of a new workshop called as flameless indoor hot air balloon. And Namaruddin knows about it because he has been also there. Namaruddin also conducts some sessions on a software called OpenVSP. So, see, the topic that we give you is based on what your current background is. So, we will not give you a problem in aircraft design or spacecraft dynamics if you are coming from second year and that too from non-aeronautical background. So, whatever work we do, if we find something where we can take help from you, for example, sometimes we are offering new courses. So we need students to come and help us. The entire content of the course that you are watching on YouTube, the complete content of this course has been made by only interns. In the year 2019, I think I hired some 10 to 12 interns in the summer. They worked with me for 2 months and they created the content that you are seeing. Okay. So I want to make a new course now on unmanned aerial systems. I will need people to help me out in the summer to work with me and to create the content. Similarly, I want to upgrade the content of my existing courses. So depending on, but not everybody can come. We have limited capacity of absorbing interns. We don't even have place in the lab to sit now. So we will take a few interns, but we will interview them. We will check how serious and committed they are. And then only we will be able to offer you internship. But remember, it's a very expensive internship because you have to pay for everything, for your internship fees, for your accommodation, for your food. Unfortunately, we are not able to give any stipend or any money to the students. except in the IRCC internship scheme where you get stipend. Okay, I think we are already very much above the time. It's already 11 minutes past 6 o'clock in the clock in IIT. I still would like to spend another 2-3 minutes if somebody has any doubts, especially from those who have not spoken so far. Yes, Prince Chauhan, you were there online and now you have come here. So you are from IIMT University in Meerut, near Uttar Pradesh, BE Aeronautical, BSc Aeronautical. Okay, would you like to ask a question or would you like to say something? Okay, he want to know how to prepare for the GATE examination. GATE examination is very far away for you. You are in the 5th semester, right? So my suggestion is you can talk to Namanuddin, your course TA. You can contact him and he can guide you because he has cleared the GATE examination. See, I cleared the examination of GATE in 1983. That was long ago. It was the first batch of GATE. We are from that batch where the GATE was started. So my knowledge about GATE examination is very old. Namanuddin is current. He has cleared the GATE only about 2 years ago. And he has done it 2 times. So he will be able to guide you. He will be able to help you. Okay. I can only say that the syllabus of the 3rd and the 4th year of BTech Aerospace has to be revised. And you should solve the previous year's papers to get an idea about this level of difficulty. And then you will be able to prepare for your GATE examination. Okay, anybody else who have not spoken so far? There is one gentleman or one lady with just a number. Fine. So if there are no more questions, if there are no more queries, then I would like to stop this meeting and thank all of you. But I still would like to keep it open for 1 more minute. Okay.
Sir, can you hear me?
Excuse me, sir.
Yeah, I can hear you.
Sir, Kanpur, Kharagpur, and IAC Bombay will they also allow only flight dynamics and control, sir?
Why don't you look at the website and ask? Because every year there are changes in the eligibility. So I can say something to you based on my knowledge, but you may realize that it has changed. So the best thing is go to the website and there is something called as academic office in each IIT or IISc. Go to the academic office webpage and download one file called as rules and regulations for MTech program. You will get exact and the current information about it. My information is that all the institutes normally prefer or insist on only one specialization for electrical engineering because let's face it, you may have interest, you may have passion, but for academic performance in MTech program, you need to have the requisite background. And that background is difficult for an electrical engineer to have, to take care of courses in aerodynamics or structures. You will not be able to handle it. Okay. So that is why many institutes, they put a restriction. But please check the website because some institutes offer an MTech program without specialization. Okay. I know, for example, one of the IITs, I think it is Kanpur, they were saying we don't have specialization. So they will not have these restrictions. Please check online.
Okay, sir.
All right, it's already 6:15. We are above time now. If there are no questions, Dushyant Sharma has just unmuted. Yes.
Sir, I will email you. Sir, although, sir, I am in electronics background, as I told you earlier, but, sir, I will like to learn more about propulsion.
Yeah, so, but Dushyant, let me tell you one thing. Yes, sir. And everybody else. When you come for internship, we don't have any scope of teaching. Okay. Yes, sir. When you come for internship, we will ask you to apply your knowledge to a problem that we are doing. Yes, for example, last year I took one girl who was from electronics background for one ongoing project internship that was to do with docking and battery swapping. Now that is a pure electrical work. So I did not take aeronautical or mechanical engineers. I took electrical engineers, but the job given to her was only electrical oriented. So as an electrical engineer, Dushyant, I can give you some problem which will be solvable based on your electrical engineering background. But I cannot teach you propulsion or aerodynamics or design. No. During internship, you will not be able to learn any subject. We don't have a scope of teaching. For teaching, you have to sit through our classes or do our online courses like what you are doing. So
Sir,
don't
as
think in internship you can come and learn some new subject. No. In internship, you are applying your existing knowledge and maybe stretching it a little bit further. So you will be given an electrical problem because you're from electrical background. We expect you to do electrical engineering well. Okay.
yes,
And then you will be able to tackle the problem which I cannot tackle because I don't have electrical engineering background.
yes, sir.
Okay, so Trupti, you and me are the only people with the video on, so maybe you can put your video off. And anyway, we are going to close down now very soon. Okay.
Excuse me,
And
sir.
Malvin has put a message that all further discussion should happen through the discussion forum, which is a very sensible point. Harish has unmuted. You like to talk something, Harish?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Please go ahead.
Yes, sir. My question is MATLAB enough to learn more on or to do more projects on aerodynamics or something or model-based design? Is that a good tool? Since I'm doing a small project on MATLAB and Simulink, so will
MATLAB is
this
quite
be
good, but MATLAB is a commercial software. I would recommend that you should do your MATLAB related work on a software called Scilab, which is a free software. It's a software developed under the Free and Open Software Initiative. In IIT Bombay, we have something called as FOSSEE, FOSSEE. So they have developed a software called Scilab, which is a replica of MATLAB, but it is open source. Okay. Similarly, there is a software called Simulink. There is a replica of that called XCOS. So if you work on Scilab and XCOS, you will get an open source license for whole life, which you can use. Otherwise, MATLAB is something that you have to buy, or you will go for illegal licenses, which I don't recommend at all. I don't want students to do pirated software. Okay, people download and they install. I know that, but when there is an option available, why do you want to undergo cheating? Similarly, there are many open source softwares available which you should be able to do. For example, Python is a very good software for programming nowadays. So I encourage everyone to learn Python. In fact, I would recommend engineers who are now in the colleges to learn Python because Python is very powerful and it is used globally.
Sir, I have one last question, sir. Sir, in one of the podcast on YouTube, you said that you will be having a startup in which you develop products related to aerospace field. So, sir, will you be doing that startup after retirement?
I will do it whenever I get the opportunity and whenever I find a group of people who are motivated. Because, see, if you look at my age, this is not the age at which I can run around so much. Earlier, I have done a lot of practical work. Do you know that I have a YouTube channel? There is one channel in my name. Just search for my name on YouTube and you will find a channel. There is also one channel called as Lighter Than Air Systems Laboratory. Maybe Noman, if you can quickly search that channel and show it in the chat window. I would like you to show, write the, in the chat window, you can give the channel of our YouTube, LTL Lab YouTube channel. Just search LTA Systems Lab IIT Bombay on YouTube, you will get it. Put the link here. And also, if you have time, you can put the link of my own channel. So whatever work we do, we slowly put it on our channel. Okay. Beyond that, I right now do not know. Okay. Netra Patil has a question. Sir, is NPTEL examination, which is commencing in November, hard? Now, I don't think it is hard because it is completely based on what videos you see, what assignments you do, and what discussions you have. So, I mean, what can be hard than that? You are not required to refer to any other source except the transcripts, except the video, except the notes. So, no, I don't think Netra it is hard. It is hard for those people who do not do the assignments properly, who submit in the last minute or copy from somewhere and submit it. It is hard for those people who don't prepare for the examination properly. Yes, it will be hard. But if you invest your energy and time, I think it is doable. And I don't think it is hard. Because I will tell you in my next session. There is going to be one more session after 1 month from now, roughly. And in that session, I will give you hints for the examination. At that time, you will come to know it's not hard. It may seem hard, but it is not hard.
Sir, one more question, sir.
Yes.
Sir, aerospace is a big field, means it's have so much things and so much stuffs in it. So if we want to learn anything deeper or like to learn whole the thing in aerospace stuffs.
No. Aditya, at your level, when you are in the beginning stages, you should have width and you should not go into the narrow depth. When you go into the masters, you should go into some amount of depth, but still some width. When you go to the PhD, you will work in one specific problem. When you go into further postdoc or research, you will. So right now, don't zoom into anything specific. Slowly, you should channelize yourself. So at this stage, I think it is good for you to get exposure in general for various areas of aerospace engineering.
Okay,
Netra Patil also says, I have skipped assignment number 2. Oh, I have skipped 2 assignments. Will it affect my score? No, because we only take the best 8 assignments out of 12. So if you have skipped 4 assignments also, you can still get a good score because you will take best 8 out of 12. Okay. So don't worry. You have missed 2 assignments, doesn't matter. Don't skip the remaining assignments and you can make up, because I will once again repeat, we will take the best 8 out of 12. So if you have missed more than 4 assignments, it will start affecting you. As long as you don't miss 4 assignments or more, you are okay. You can still get the highest score. I think on that note, we should stop the meeting because we have spent a lot of time. So thank you so much for making this session so interactive. I am delighted to be able to talk to you. And I hope, please tell your friends, more people should join the next session where we can have better interaction. And of course, all of you know my email address. Please send an email if you have any query or comments. We normally are very happy to answer. And the discussion forum is always there to take the doubts. Thank you so much. And I am thankful to Nauman for suggesting this particular session to be on Zoom. It has become so interactive. I am really delighted. Thank you so much and wish you all a very good evening.
Thank you, sir.
Thank you, sir.
Thank you, sir.
Write emails to me if
Thank
you
you,
have any
sir.
doubts or any queries. I'll be happy to answer them.
Sure, sir.
Yes, sir. Sure, sir.